What if your car could leave the road, rise into the sky, and take you directly to your destination? For decades, flying cars have been one of the most exciting ideas in science fiction. We have seen them in movies, cartoons, and futuristic stories. But today, this incredible idea is slowly moving from imagination into reality. Welcome to the world of one of the most fascinating next-level inventions, flying cars. A flying car is not simply a normal car with wings attached to it. Modern flying vehicles are being designed using advanced electric motors, powerful batteries, computer-controlled flight systems, artificial intelligence, and multiple propellers. The goal is to create a vehicle that can travel through the air while being easier and more efficient to operate than traditional aircraft. Imagine starting your journey in a normal-looking vehicle. You leave your home and drive through the city just like you do today. But when you reach a suitable location, the vehicle enters flight mode. Its electric motors begin spinning. The propellers generate lift. And slowly, the vehicle rises above the ground. Suddenly, the traffic below is no longer your problem. Instead of spending an hour sitting in a traffic jam, you could potentially travel through the air and reach your destination in a fraction of the time. This is the basic idea behind the next generation of flying transportation. Many modern flying vehicles are based on a technology known as eVTOL. eVTOL stands for Electric Vertical Takeoff and Landing. The name sounds complicated, but the concept is simple. These aircraft use electric power and can take off vertically without needing a traditional runway. That means they could potentially operate from specially designed landing platforms in cities. Imagine a future city where buildings have small landing areas on their rooftops. Instead of waiting for a taxi on the street, you could open an application on your smartphone and request an air taxi. A flying vehicle could arrive at a nearby vertiport. You enter the vehicle, the doors close, the electric motors start, and within seconds, the vehicle rises vertically into the sky. Once it reaches the correct altitude, it moves forward toward your destination. This could completely change the meaning of transportation. Today, roads are mostly two-dimensional. Vehicles move forward, backward, left, and right. But the sky provides a third dimension. Flying vehicles could potentially travel above roads, buildings, rivers, mountains, and other obstacles. This could create a completely new transportation network above our cities. One of the biggest reasons engineers are developing flying cars is traffic. Large cities around the world face serious traffic problems. Millions of vehicles use the same roads every day. During rush hour, people can spend hours traveling only a few kilometers. A flying vehicle could potentially avoid much of this congestion. Instead of following a road through dozens of intersections, it could travel directly through the air. This could make transportation faster and potentially reduce the amount of time people spend commuting. But speed is not the only advantage. Flying vehicles could also be extremely useful in emergencies. Imagine an ambulance trapped in a traffic jam. Every second can matter during a medical emergency. A flying ambulance could potentially rise above the traffic and travel directly toward a hospital. The same technology could help firefighters and rescue teams. During floods, earthquakes, landslides, or other disasters, roads can become blocked or completely destroyed. A flying vehicle could potentially deliver emergency supplies, rescue people, or transport medical equipment to locations that are difficult to reach by road. Flying vehicles could also change transportation in remote areas. Some communities are located far away from major roads and airports. Building traditional transportation infrastructure in these areas can be extremely expensive. Advanced flying vehicles could potentially provide a new way to connect these communities. But building a flying car is much harder than building a normal car. The first major challenge is safety. When a normal car has a mechanical problem, the driver can usually stop on the side of the road. A flying vehicle does not have that option. If something goes wrong while the vehicle is in the air, the consequences could be much more serious. That is why engineers are designing systems with multiple motors, multiple propellers, backup systems, advanced sensors, and computer-controlled flight technology. Many designs use several independent electric motors. If one motor has a problem, the remaining motors may be able to help maintain stability and control. This concept is called redundancy, and it is extremely important in aviation. Another important technology is artificial intelligence. Future flying vehicles may be able to use AI to monitor the aircraft, understand its surroundings, detect obstacles, analyze weather conditions, and select safer flight routes. The vehicle could constantly collect information from cameras, radar, GPS, sensors, and other systems. Instead of relying completely on a human pilot, advanced software could help control the aircraft. Eventually, fully autonomous flying vehicles may become possible. That means you could simply enter your destination and let the computer handle most of the flight. But this creates another major challenge. Imagine thousands of flying vehicles operating over a large city. They cannot simply fly wherever they want. There would need to be strict rules and advanced air traffic management systems. Digital flight routes could be created above cities. Every flying vehicle could communicate its location and destination to a central system. Artificial intelligence could help manage this traffic and reduce the risk of collisions. In the future, the sky above a city could look completely different. Instead of only airplanes flying at high altitudes, there could be thousands of smaller electric aircraft traveling through designated air corridors. Another major challenge is battery technology. Electric motors are attractive because they are efficient and relatively simple compared with traditional engines. But flying requires a huge amount of energy. An electric car can carry a heavy battery because its wheels are supported by the road. A flying vehicle has to lift its own battery into the air. That makes weight extremely important. Engineers are working on lighter batteries with higher energy density. As battery technology improves, flying vehicles could potentially travel farther and carry more passengers. Charging will also be important. Future vertiports may need powerful charging systems that can quickly recharge flying vehicles between flights. Imagine an air taxi arriving at a rooftop vertiport. Passengers get out. The vehicle connects to a high-speed charging system. A short time later, it could be ready for its next journey. Noise is another challenge. Traditional helicopters can be very loud. If thousands of flying vehicles were operating above cities, excessive noise could become a major problem. For this reason, many new designs use multiple smaller rotors instead of one large rotor. Engineers are carefully studying blade shapes, motor speeds, and aircraft designs to reduce noise as much as possible. The future flying car may not sound like a helicopter. It could be much quieter. But there is still one important question. Will everyone own a flying car? Probably not at first. Like many new technologies, flying vehicles are likely to be expensive when they first become commercially available. The first users may include businesses, emergency services, wealthy customers, and transportation companies. Instead of buying a flying car, most people may initially use flying taxis. You could simply open an app, select your destination, and book a flight. This would be similar to using a ride-sharing service today, except your ride would arrive from the sky. Over time, if production becomes cheaper and the technology becomes more reliable, flying vehicles could become more accessible. But governments will also have an important role. Flying cars cannot become common without regulations. Authorities will need to decide where these vehicles can fly, where they can land, who can operate them, and what safety standards they must meet. Aircraft certification will be extremely important. Every component will need to be tested. The motors, batteries, Software, flight controls, emergency systems, and structural components will all need to meet strict safety requirements. Weather will also be a major factor. Strong winds, heavy rain, storms, fog, and extreme temperatures can make flying difficult. Future flying vehicles will therefore need advanced weather detection and navigation systems. The aircraft may need to automatically change its route or land at a safe location if dangerous weather approaches. And this is where the idea becomes even more exciting. The future of flying transportation may not be limited to passenger cars. The same technology could create flying delivery vehicles. Imagine ordering something online and having it delivered by an autonomous electric aircraft. Packages could travel directly from a distribution center to a nearby delivery station. Companies could also use flying vehicles to transport medical supplies, food, equipment, and other important products. The technology could even help with construction and infrastructure. Heavy equipment and materials could potentially be transported to difficult locations without building roads first. This could be especially useful in mountains, deserts, islands, and disaster zones. So, flying cars are not just about personal transportation. They could become part of a much larger transportation revolution. Roads, railways, airports, drones, electric vehicles, and flying taxis could all become connected. A person could travel by train from one city to another, use an electric car to reach a vertiport, and then take an air taxi to their final destination. Transportation could become faster, smarter, and more connected. Of course, we are not there yet. There are still major challenges involving safety, batteries, regulations, infrastructure, cost, weather, noise, and public acceptance. But the important thing is that the technology is already being developed. Engineers are testing electric aircraft. Companies are developing autonomous flight systems. Researchers are improving batteries. Governments and aviation authorities are studying new rules for advanced air mobility. Step by step, the idea of flying cars is becoming more realistic. Perhaps the future will not look exactly like the flying cars shown in science fiction movies. Maybe we will not see millions of personal flying cars parked in every garage. Instead, the first version of this future could be a network of electric air taxis operating between special vertiports. Then, as the technology improves, these systems could become more common. And one day, something that seems unbelievable today could become completely normal. You could wake up in the morning, open your phone, book a flying vehicle, walk to a nearby vertiport, and begin your journey through the sky. Below you, roads would still be filled with cars. But you would be moving above them. No traffic lights. No crowded intersections. No long lines of vehicles. Just an electric aircraft taking you toward your destination. That is why flying cars are considered one of the most exciting next-level inventions of modern technology. They combine electric power, aviation, robotics, artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and advanced engineering into one incredible concept. The flying car may still be developing, but the direction is clear. Transportation is changing. Cars are becoming electric. Aircraft are becoming smarter. Artificial intelligence is becoming more powerful. And the boundary between a car, an aircraft, and a computer-controlled machine is becoming smaller. The biggest question is no longer whether humans can build a vehicle that flies. We already can. The real question is whether we can make flying vehicles safe, affordable, quiet, reliable, and practical enough for everyday life. If engineers succeed, the sky could become the next major transportation network. The roads will not disappear. Cars will not disappear. But above them, a completely new world of transportation could begin. A world where your journey doesn't have to follow the road. A world where traffic can be left behind. A world where transportation takes off. This is not just another vehicle. This is a glimpse of the future. This is the next level of invention. This is the future of flying cars.